It's almost like the NBA has forgotten about the Orlando Magic. After having the second best defensive rating in the NBA last season, pushing a strong Cavaliers team to a 7th game, and adding Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in free agency, could the Orlando Magic put themselves in the upper echelon of the Eastern Conference this coming season? Any talk about the Orlando Magic has to start with Paolo Banchero, who I personally think is the most underrated player in basketball today. In just his second season as a pro, he just put up 22.6 points, 6.9 rebounds, 5.4 assists, and 0.9 steals, shooting 45% from the floor. Standing at 6'9", Banchero plays like a LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony hybrid, as he's a forward with point guard skills and is actually a better scorer of the ball than LeBron was at the same age. His ball handling is exceptional for his size, allowing him to run offense just like a point guard would. While his passing isn't flashy, he makes smart reads and decisions to create shots for himself and teammates. Even though Orlando don't have a very good offense, which we'll get into later in the video, they're actually a pretty good cutting team, as you'll see a possession like this very often, where somebody has got the ball at the top of the paint and finds someone cutting back door for an easy 2. But when it comes to creating his own shot, Paolo can do it in a multitude of ways. Against smaller defenders, he has 3 main options: shoot over them, drive through them, or draw fouls. Even against bigger and stronger opponents, he thrives on physical play, averaging over 7 trips to the free throw line per game. And unlike players like Embiid, SGA, or Jalen Brunson, Banchero doesn't rely on foul baiting, as he earns his free throws by relentlessly attacking the basket, similar to how Giannis Antetokounmpo gets so many free throws. But unlike Giannis, Banchero has a solid mid-range jumper to counter defenders sagging off of him. When defenders back off of him, he can get to a mid-range jumper, and when he's played more honest, he'll go to his physical style of play, using bump fades like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to create the separation needed to score. But what makes a bump fade more effective than a normal fadeaway jump shot is how it makes it so much harder to contest, and sometimes he can even draw fouls. His mid-range scoring comes from both in face-up situations like a Carmelo Anthony and in post-ups like a traditional big man. Banchero's main area for improvement, though, is his ball handling. Strong defenders can force him into tough shots, and double teams often cause turnovers due to his loose ball handle. However, even with these challenges, Banchero's game is incredibly advanced for just a second-year player. His true potential shined in the postseason series against the Cleveland Cavaliers, where he averaged 27 points, 8.6 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1.1 steals on 45% shooting. And to make those numbers even better, he was also an impressive floor spacer, hitting 40% of his threes on nearly 6 attempts per game, showing that he's more than just a physical force. Pairing Banchero's abilities with his teammate Franz Wagner gives the Orlando Magic a promising core that the front office believes can lead them to contending for titles in the coming seasons. Like Paolo, Franz is a 6'9" wing with elite ball handling skills for his size. Franz Wagner continues to impress with his advanced footwork, finesse, and patience on offense. According to Crafted NBA, he ranks in the 87th percentile for an overall offensive player thanks to his shot creation, offensive load, shot quality, and versatility. Wagner's max extension was well earned after he put up 20 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists with solid efficiency, strong ball handling, and excellent defense. On the defensive end, he's incredibly underrated, ranking in the 90th percentile overall. His ability to force turnovers in the 88th percentile, grab defensive rebounds in the 91st percentile, and stay in front of his man makes him an elite two-way weapon. Franz Wagner is also one of the NBA's best self-created finishers, as if he can improve his shooting, there's a potential for an all-NBA leap this season. His finishing game continues to evolve, using changes in speed and direction to find the perfect moment to score, even in traffic. His discipline combined with an array of pivots and shifts make him incredibly difficult to stop from getting to his spots. On Crafted NBA, they have his most like-to-like player in the league as Anthony Edwards, elite company that highlights just how underrated and impactful Wagner is as a two-way player. However, Wagner's preseason took a hit in Game 7 against the Cavs, where he struggled shooting just 1 of 15 from the field. While that game overshadowed his performance, it's important to remember his contributions throughout the series. Wagner had standout performances, scoring 26 points in Game 6, 34 points in Game 4, and to open the series, he put up 18 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists with a steal and 3 blocks in Game 1. Wagner's postseason wasn't at all doom and gloom, as if you look past his bad Game 7 performance, you'll see 6 quality games from a third-year player. With 2 young, skilled 6'9" wings in Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner, who can both get to their spots and play strong defense, the Magic have built a solid foundation. However, the whole team needs to step up for Orlando to truly win more games. That's why the off-season addition of Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was crucial. He brings the championship experience from Denver, elite defense, and much-needed floor spacing, which were all elements the Magic lacked. KCP's shooting from beyond the arc is especially valuable. Last season with the Nuggets, he shot 40% from 3 on 4 attempts per game. While his volume is lower than other elite shooters, this was due to Denver's offense focusing more on Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray for perimeter shots. Then on the other hand, the Magic ranked dead last for 3-pointers made per game last season, a weakness that hurt them in the playoff series against Cleveland. Their lack of outside shooting made it nearly impossible to come back from deficits of 10 to 20 points, as the 3-pointer is essential in today's NBA, as this is where KCP becomes an absolute game changer for the Magic. He's not afraid to take and make big threes, and his quick release allows him to capitalize on even the smallest shooting windows, making it hard for defenses to leave him open. His presence not only provides Orlando with the reliable shooter that they desperately needed, but it also helps spread the floor, giving Banchero and Wagner more space to operate in the mid-range. When considering just how good this Magic team already was defensively, the second best defense in the NBA just got even better, as KCP ranks in the 89th percentile as an overall defensive player. KCP defends without fouling in the 76th percentile, he forces turnovers in the 85th percentile, and he also gets deflections in the 76th percentile, giving the Magic yet another defensive weapon. This Orlando team has 4 guys who could genuinely challenge for an all-defensive team this season, and they are of course KCP, Jalen Suggs, Jonathan Isaac, who is widely regarded to be the best per-minute defender in the league, and Franz Wagner. For Jonathan Isaac, reports came out that he's bulked up significantly, gaining 31 pounds as part of his off-season program, and along with the added muscle, Isaac stated that he's entering the 2025 season fully healthy after missing lots of games over the last 4 seasons. With Isaac potentially gearing up for more minutes this season, and maybe even a starting spot, this is a scary thought for the rest of the NBA when we talk about just how good defensively this Magic team will be. So with defense clearly not being a problem for Orlando this season, it's their offense that must improve if they want to take the next step as a unit. Last season, they ranked 22nd in offensive rating, and if they can raise that to even just league average, they would realistically become a 50-win team. The addition of KCP and his floor spacing helps, but that alone won't transform Orlando into a top 10 offense. For that, they'll need more, either another addition or more likely internal growth from their core players. The Magic can improve offensively in several ways: better ball movement, smarter offensive sets, and individual development within the team. For example, if Banchero improves his ball handling and Wagner becomes a more consistent shooter, those improvements could unlock more effective offense. Given how elite they already are defensively, these changes might just be all they need to take that leap. We all know the saying, defense wins championships, but unless you're the 1960s Celtics, you also need competent offense to contend. If the Magic can reach a balanced level of offense to complement their defensive strength, they could be a legitimate title contender in the near future. There's a clear second level of teams in the Eastern Conference right now, those being the Pacers, Cavs, Magic, and Heat. And if I had to pick one of these teams to make it to the next level next season, I'd probably choose the Cavs or Pacers before the Magic, but barely. Yes, I think this Magic defense might be historically good next season, but if they're not able to put more points up on the board than their opposition, they're not going to win games, especially against better teams, and in my mind, those teams are the Celtics, Sixers, Knicks, and Bucks. But that's just my take. Where do you see this Orlando Magic team finishing the season, and how much better or worse do you think they'll be? Let me know in the comments below.